you so very much. I'm so excited for being here. You can notice. This is the first time that I have such a great audience, and what a great variety, I can say that. Yes. Different ages, that is what I love, because music doesn't have any limitation. All ages are welcome for music. So it's a pleasure. Thank you for being here, and I'll try to share with you my experiences as well as my music. And I like to start with, I promise you're not going to be a master of music history after this. Maybe you know more than me, but I like to put together some thoughts about music. One time, somebody asked me, Mr. Pico, what is music for you? Oh, music for me. What is music for me? Let me talk to you about this example. In a nice auditorium like this, I have one person from England, I can say for US, that's fine, from France, from Germany, and from China. Same place. They didn't understand any word each other. No language at all. But I put together a few notes that sounds like la 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 la. Okay. And I said, oh, Mr. England Pride, what is this here? He said, very fast, very easy. It's la 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 la. Wow, good. And Mr. French, oh, il est très facile. La 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 la. Well, what about Mr. German? La 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 la. Well, this is a little kind of interesting. What about Mr. Chinese? Hey, mu faccio. La 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 la. Well, what happened with music? Music is something that we understand all around the world with no language limitations. That is music. That is the pleasure of enjoying the same feelings without knowing the language that put barriers and difficulties in our communication. But music, no. Music is something that we enjoy the same together. So that is my feeling for you, and thank you for being here again. Some historians, they say that music starts with the world universe evolution. Well, maybe they are right. For me, music starts with the human being here in the earth. And they say, no, maybe it's where life evolves here on the earth. I can imagine, I don't know if you can do, imagine the Jurassic creatures producing music. Maybe, maybe. But really, music for me starts with the human being. And I'm sure, unga, 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 just music, that was music at the beginning. But you know that we owe the music history and recording and writing to a person in the 1200s. Was a monk, father, how you call, a Benedictine monk, called Guido d'Arezzo. Guido d'Arezzo started the notation, the music notation. So, thanks to him, we can write little thingies that means the same here, Germany, Chinese, Italy, everywhere in the world. The same signs mean the same. We owe that. Wow, yes, music is a language. It's a universal language. So next time, what is music? Music is a universal language. I think that's right. Well, but history put the medieval part of the music then you know what happened with the library in Alejandria and that dark period of history. You know more history than me. So then, like the Phoenix, the Renaissance. Renaissance is to be born again. And we start the story of the music, the big productions of music. So in the 1600s, we have a period of very, very productive music. And we owe that to the churches. They put the music inside the temples, inside the monasteries and all that built. And they were consecrated to the music. But the only condition is that the music was intended to worship. Well, it's okay, but they did something for music. I am going to start my journey in the playing with a piece that was wrote in 1680. You know that piece. It is very peaceful, and it is a piece that I'm going to give you a little relaxing. It's the famous Canon in D. It was composed and was in the darkness for many, many, many years. Why? Because by that time, you didn't have the recording things that we have now. He did a manuscript, a little thing, and that was all he has about the music. It's not record, oh, I'm going to record this. I'm going to make a video and put it in YouTube, so now I'm going to be famous. No. YouTube, by that time, was a little piece of paper, and you play directly. If you don't have a musician to play that music, never have. The video recording, the sound system, nothing. Oh, I have iTunes, so I can play it here. So music had a very hard time to pass in generation to generation. Finally, in this 20th century, somebody did a recording of that melody, and it became very popular, mainly for weddings, but as well for funerals. It's the same. It's the same, right? No? No, it's not the same. This is my version of Canon in D. I did a transcription for guitar. I hope you enjoy this. one time, another student asked me, "Hey, Mr. Pico, do you get nervous when you're going to play?" Yes. Oh, yes, yes. What do you do? Well, if I don't feel nervous, I think I don't feel the passion for music that I do. So, feel nervous. I don't know how many of you are musicians too. Or how many of you perform or teach or be just in front of people speaking. You know, you feel that little thing inside you. You don't know what it is. But it makes you act or extremely well or bad. So what is the secret? Put that energy, that adrenaline in your benefit. Sometimes I can, sometimes I cannot. But usually I use that energy to share with you the music and the talent. I think God give us a talent and you need to do something with it. I said, well, you need to be smart and pick up pieces that people know. That is risky because I know all the musicians are looking at me, that canon in D was, or maybe, oh, that's a nice version or something. So you take risks. You take risks. But, well, it's better that if you understand that, you're safe because you know, it takes some work to do that. Good. So pick pieces that people enjoy. No, I prefer play my compositions and things that nobody knows. So they don't know if I'm making mistakes or not. Easy. But you don't capture your sensitivity. You don't touch souls with music that people don't know. You know, that is the magic of music. So I take the risk. Play pieces that everybody knows. So I feel, let's do it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being that nice, such a great audience. And the other secret is, I was reading something about Iceland because I said, you need to break the ice. Yeah, break the ice. Iceland. Okay. What do we have about Iceland? And I discovered a great, great composer in Iceland. He's a guitar master. I think is one of the most famous in the world now. And he composed beautiful music. And I thought, but music from Iceland must be cold and no. It is little sweet pieces that I'm going to share with you, my second. It's 3 little pieces from the composer is Eyþór Thorlaksson. Thorlaksson is a name, Scandinavian or something like that. Well, the first one is called campanillas. Campanillas means in Spanish, I guess, it's like a little bells. Little bells, okay. Number 2 is dance, habanera. Can I tell you something about the dance habanera? Maybe you know more than me, but what I know is habanera is a dance. I think the origin is from Europe, but developed in Cuba, from Havana. And habanera is the dance, it's the rhythm. And I'm sure you know the most famous habanera from Carmen, the opera. This is just to touch your knowledge, man. Okay, that is the theme of the habanera, but the rhythm. So habanera is not the name. Now, habanera is the name of the dance. But, okay, people play habanera. Which one? Because habanera is a dance. Okay. So, okay, habanera is the second one. It's a habanera with the same rhythm. And number 3 is little waltz that they used to dance. Remember I told you about that time they don't have the... Yeah, I play my iPhone and play the music to dance. No, they need to have live music. So, campanillas, habanera, and waltz. I told you 3 little pieces, but sweet, very sweet. So it's not that Iceland. No, it looks like very warm. In the 1600s, after the Renaissance, start what we call the classical period. And you know a lot of that. But I mainly stop in one composer. He was probably the last one of the classical period, Franz Schubert, but was at the same time the person who started the Romantic period. You know, after the classical period started the Romantic period. Okay, but I skipped one Baroque period. Well, it's not a complete course of music history. But at the end of the classical period, Franz Schubert was one of my favorite composers. And the most that I admire from him was his desire to be, his tomb after he died, be buried, you say, be close to Beethoven, because he admired the other master. So it was interesting. Why? What is your big desire in your life? I want to be, after I die, be close to Mr. Beethoven. Oh, well, it's a good desire. From him, I'm going to play 2 pieces. One transcription that I did from Serenade, you know, everybody knows Serenade from Franz Schubert, and something that nobody knows, that is Ave Maria. So I hope you are enjoying this like I do, and thank you again for being here. Franz Schubert Serenade. That is the problem when you play from your heart, that you need to give me a break. I feel the music. And the other aspect that I like to share with you about music is how music is like a way to talk to the person you think is the most important to you. And I don't say this trying to be offensive or anything, but if I think I have a God, well, I can talk to him about with music. Whatever be the idea you have about, I think we can talk to that person with music. Next piece, I call it meditation. And I had the opportunity to be playing in a church not long ago. And I played that piece as a silent prayer. You don't need to say words to pray or to talk to whoever you want. You don't need to say words, just your heart with some music. That is this piece called Meditation. I'm going to play for you. And please feel free to talk to whoever you want with this. Some music composed for the guitar is only for guitar. Why? Because this little, not that little, but little instrument is very special. You cannot play some things in the piano that you can play here. You can make it sounds like a drum. You can twist it. You cannot twist the strings on your piano. So guitar is special. So we have special music, special compositions for guitar that you cannot play in another instruments. This is the case of Recuerdos de la Alhambra. Recuerdos de la Alhambra is a piece composed by the Spanish composer Francisco Tárrega, and he wrote this piece honoring Granada. This is a beautiful castle or fort, or if you know more than me, I guess, in Spain. So this is a piece composed for guitar, and you're gonna see how why I say it's only for guitar. And then, oh yeah, impossible to play in something else. flamenco is the guitar, the only instrument you can bring that variety of melodies together. And the guitar is very special. I love it. Let me tell you a little bit about flamenco. What is flamenco? Oh yeah, flamenco, that's the pinky little flamenco. No, flamenco, it's a culture. Flamenco is, I can say, special people, special moment in history. Flamenco is a feeling, but mainly a culture. But around the world, people know the word flamenco for the music. But it's more than that. The rhythm, the singing, and the gypsies. That is, oh yeah, flamenco. Hey, going to town dancing. Yeah. And I know you have the 7 veils dances and yeah, that's flamenco. And my own opinion is that was introduced by the Moros, the Arabic people, when they took Spain. So it was kind of protesting music, well, a feeling. And when I started, I had a very strong inclination because I have ancestors from Spain. So I have the flamenco in and my compositions are with some kind of flamenco style. I'm going to share with you this called arabesco. My first, not the first, but one of the first compositions I did by the 1980 something, long ago. You have not been born yet, but I was already trying to play this instrument. So this is called arabesco, and you can feel the Arabic, style and the dancing. Okay. I'll talk about the other ones later. So, arabesco. Don't blame you if you want to dance. Flamenco has a lot of things, but mainly the music, and into the music, many, many rhythms. So you can say, I don't have the number exactly, but many, it's many. Rumba, it's another rhythm from the folk and that kind of music, and developed mainly in Cuba as well. Cuba is one of the places where music is more powerful. And rumba flamenca means the same Latin, the happiness plus the flamenco style. That's rumba flamenca. I composed this a few years ago, not that old like the other one, and it has the flavor as well, the flamenco and the Caribbean rhythm. So, rumba flamenca. Thank you. I know you're tired and you want to leave me, but don't leave before this. Malagueña. That is a very well-known melody, and I know everybody knows the melody, but Malagueña is a dance too. That's a wrong name for a piece. Malagueña is just the dance, and the little theme is that is the dance from Malaga. But around that, you can build. And I think it's like a 2,000 Malagueñas. Imagine. Malagueña, which one? So, Malagueña is the dance. But around that little theme, you can build and have your own version. That is what I did. This is my own version of Malagueña, and let me tell this before. Thank you so much for being here. I feel honored for being here playing for you and sharing my experiences. I wish to have the words to explain this. I don't have the words, but I have the heart and I have the music. Again, thank you for being here. This is Malagueña. This is my version of Malagueña. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Would you like to answer any questions?
I'll be glad to if I know the answer.
Okay. Thank you. I don't know about you, but I have issues with carpal tunnel just walking. I didn't have any issues before I came in tonight, but I think I do now. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes.
I have about 4, but I'll limit it to 2.
Okay.
When you played Recuerdos de la Alhambra, it sounded as though there were 2 or 3 guitars playing. How do you get to the point where you can do that? That's my first question. I mean, how long do you practice something like that? And when you're playing for yourself for fun, what do you like to play?
Do I need to tell you? Thank you for the question. It's very interesting. Recuerdos de la Alhambra, it's a melody intended for very advanced musicians. And you bring sometimes 2, sometimes 3 melodies together. And to develop that, you need to have special, I think, very high accomplished level of technique and expression. And I can say that expression in South America, I went to study with Abel Carlevaro, just died recently. It's a master that taught us how to express in the guitar. Because you can convert this little instrument into a little orchestra. You can easily feel different voices at the same time. But you need to work a little hard on expression and clean. You need to be clean when you play. And you can hear another guitarist that when they move the fingers, it sounds squeaky. So that's part of the technique. So thank you for that question. It is just work, work, and work to accomplish it. What I play when I am by myself, first I need to practice and keep my fingers moving. But yeah, I like flamenco, I like classical pieces. I'm very romantic. I am just play for fun to express. That's classical music is my favorite, but flamenco is one of my my spirit when feels a little down. I play some flamenco and I feel. Thank you for your question.
Beautiful.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What inspires you to, like, for example, rumba, flamenco, what inspires you to write that?
Well, if you say, I need a muse to compose, well, that's part truth and part not. You need to have the structure of the piece. You need to study about how to compose certain rhythms. Once you have the rhythm, yeah, like the cells that make the rhythm, you can build around. And that is what I did. The basic rumba is the same, you know, the same thing. And you can build around. So I don't have the genius or the geniality, I don't know how to say like a Mozart, oh, I'm going to compose and the whole piece complete. No, I need to work around and, oh, this and something, this and that. So it's work, but sometimes you get ideas from other music I admire beauty anyways. I think I try to put beauty in my music because I admire beauty of people, beauty of views, landscape. That is enough inspiration. I have twin daughters, and they are enough inspiration for me to wife, 2 daughters, beautiful women everywhere. How you cannot get inspired? Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
Can you tell us anything about that specific guitar?
Yes, ma'am. This guitar is it's made in Spain, but this is a classical guitar. It's not intended to play flamenco, but I do it. Because the flamenco players, well, I am a mix of classical and flamenco. The specific flamenco people, they have a plaque here, a plastic maybe, or a fiber, I don't know, and they tap a lot. I don't. I do my only fingering. I don't tap because I'm gonna ruin my guitar. So there's a classical guitar that I try to play flamenco with. It's made in Spain. Oh, who was the question? Yeah, thank you. Yes, sir.
I apologize for this question. Is there any modern music that you find interesting?
I play Pink Panther. That's enough answer. I enjoy all kind of music, but I don't try to play rap or that. It's different music. I don't try to play like it.
You know, I think you might have other questions, but I would like to invite everybody in the foyer. We're having a reception, and Miguel will be out there. You can continue to ask questions if you happen to think of something, and let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you so much.